going. How's it going, guys? Welcome to After Hours, where we already drank quite a bit and we're starting a podcast now. In case you didn't know what the name of the podcast is, it's After Hours.
After when? Hours. Just kidding.
Exactly. After where?
Hours.
After how? Hours. Makes no sense.
So where'd you get the alcohol?
What do you mean?
The rum.
The rum, I got it from CVS.
Oh, okay.
I got it yesterday before I had to go to work.
What?
I got it yesterday before I had to go to work.
Oh,
Walked
okay.
over there, came back, and then had a meeting. I know, it's so weird, right? It's like, so what's up, guys? We're back.
Yeah.
You can't see what we're seeing, but there's a whole different aesthetic to my room. I got like Christmas lights. I put them up. They're the cool white instead of like the warm light. There's like a whole bunch of different types of light in terms of Christmas lights, I guess.
Yeah.
And this was my favorite looking one. I kind of stole this kind of look from someone else that I know.
I mean, a lot of people do it nowadays.
I know a lot of people do it, but like I got inspired to actually do it because I went to doesn't matter.
A place.
And it's...
So I'm going to slow down on that thing because that thing is strong.
it is pretty strong. Yeah, so we're here. But there's so many lights that all around it. Like when you're moving your hand across, it it looks kind of...
looks spotty.
Yeah. You ever play hacky sack at night and you're trying to like keep an eye on the hacky sack? It's exactly how that is.
Yeah. And that or like it's super intense strobe light. Like there's so many different what do you call it? Angles of light that it looks weird.
Yeah, a good weird.
yeah. It's like I'm pretty sure if somebody was high, they would be like, "Holy shit."
Oh, that's delicious. So
It really
the drink,
is.
the drink that Darren was talking about that he would be drinking too fast. We still have that Jaeger from last week.
Yeah.
And I bought some rum and did a little mixture with rum, pineapple juice, Jaeger, and some cran mango.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. It's only 4 things, but it's a lot of stuff.
You just basically mix them 1 to 1 each, and that's what we're drinking.
Yeah.
Which isn't bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's
Well,
pretty
actually,
good.
we added an extra
No,
cranberry.
no, because I only added 1 to
okay.
a half of one of whatever the fuck, you know?
Okay, cool.
So it's evens out to all 1 each
Nice.
in terms of the size.
Still a lot of alcohol, though.
Still a lot of alcohol.
This week, we're going to do things we are thankful for.
Yeah, because,
It's gonna yeah.
by the time this airs, it's going to be the day after Thanksgiving.
I don't know about that, though.
It's a little cheesy, I get
Right,
it.
Yeah.
But, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Who's listening anyways? Let us know in the comments who's listening.
Right? Who does that?
Who listens?
Oh, my God.
So, for the random of the week, we decided to go on holiday food,
Yeah.
which is also kind of on point, on
Yeah.
subject and stuff.
Yeah. Just doing holiday food in general.
Yeah.
So delicious.
Mutton, holiday food, everyday food.
That's
All-
everyday food.
all the time food.
It's always food.
But
What is the holiday food for Native?
I
I mean, I know some in Hopi, but I don't know, like Navajo one.
say some in Hopi.
Is there?
then.
So there's you have like certain types of food you only do in certain times of the year.
Of the
like
year?
yeah, so like there's like the bean sprout soups, and then there's also some special cakes that girls make during certain times of the year, and then there's certain like obviously they're made from corn.
Mm-hmm.
But they all have different names. They're all different colors. They're amazing tasting. I don't know how to make them. Like, dude, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how to make them. I know they're delicious
For sure. Yeah.
But yeah, they make them through like different times of the year. They're just interesting. And yeah, and then they make like really delicious cookies at the end of the year, and it's just like, this is exactly what I need.
Hell yeah. I don't know. It's just like in terms of like my Thanksgivings, right?
Yeah.
It's always basically the same thing you'd have at a big gathering of social stuff, like graduation. You have like the fruit salad, pasta salads, and potato salad,
Yeah.
bread, mutton, turkey, ham, gravy, mashed
Weird.
potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
Yeah, mashed potato.
Oh,
you know what I
dude.
love doing? When KFC was a thing here in town, and I used to get KFC all the time in Tuba City.
Yeah.
With the mashed potatoes, right? I'd put it in the biscuit and eat it like a sandwich, and that was like top notch.
I mean, it was pretty addictive. Like the mashed potato, gravy, and biscuit combo. They got that on point.
Yeah, but you know what was always great to add to that?
What's that?
Corn. You just put corn in your mashed potatoes.
Like the corn on the cob they give you?
Not the corn on the cob. No, it's just like a regular corn, like you get from a can. You
Oh,
heat it up,
okay.
and then you
Yeah.
put the corn inside the mashed potatoes, mix it all up, and then get the
The
biscuit,
gravy and all those
the
stuff,
biscuit
yeah.
and stuff, and that's top notch. That's
I never did anything adventurous with the damn food out there. Like, really, at all.
mm. But I have to say, like, one of my favorite holiday foods that you always get, like, social gatherings and whatnot, is potato salad.
Yeah.
Which I plan on making this year.
I don't.
Um,
I never, like, I don't know. Potato salad is one of those things that I don't.
you just don't like mayo, though.
No,
so
like,
that's, and you don't like mustard, so, like,
yeah.
there's like two main ingredients that mostly people put
Yeah.
in potato salad. You don't like.
That's
So-
fair, but that's very fair. Like, I hate both those condiments, and it's just like, this is what it's made of.
Here's what it's based around.
Yeah, so I would never get that stuff. That, and I'm not like, I don't know. I grew up like not having sugar so much that like literally like all corn tastes sweet. It's amazing. Like that was the type of sugar we had.
hmm
I mean, have you ever like gone out to like where we dig a pit and it's like throw all the corn in, do the clay walls, and you bury the corn in a pretty much like a fire pit?
No,
Oh.
but Navajos do make like a corn cake type of thing.
Yeah.
They do bury it with like all the corn stalks around it, and then they bury it and then build a fire on top of it, and then that's how they cook it.
Oh, weird. No, this thing's deep. What I'm talking about is like so what we do is when we harvest corn and we're like, and it's about to, if it's gonna go bad, pretty much we cook it off and we kind of like dehydrate it. So what we do is we take a bunch of them, leave corn on everything attached to it, pretty much all the husk and everything. Just throw it into a pit, big pit. We'll line the walls with clay. Start a big fire in there so that it essentially just creates this giant pottery inside the ground. And then once that's hot, you start throwing, like, once the fire goes out, you start throwing all the corn in on top of it. You bury it, then you put it under the fire, like, and you just let it, all of it just slowly roast in its own juices, all, like, for, like, at least 8 to 12 hours. Sweetest corn you'll ever eat. It's crazy.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah, it's crazy, like, because, like, once you start getting to the bottom, it's like, where the fuck has this been my whole life? And the weird thing is like, oddly enough, it stays heated the entire time. So when you dig it up the next morning, you're literally like you start off digging this stupid hole with your, with like a sweater and a thermal on. Like, next thing you know, you're like, fuck this is hot.
Yeah.
You're just there. You're just like, all right, pull all this shit out.
One thing I really liked, one of my favorite things was green bean casserole.
Don't like it either.
That also has mayonnaise in it too, doesn't it? Is
mean-
that mayonnaise ranch?
You can
What?
essentially just make it an Alfredo sauce.
Alfredo.
Like a white sauce for it.
But
But it's not.
There was one time I went to my brother's in-laws for Thanksgiving, and we were all together, and his mother-in-law made this magnificent green bean casserole, and it was just so delicious. I ate like half of it. Do you like deviled eggs?
Not particularly. Yeah, I mean, but like,
I mean, they're just there and they're easy to eat.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You're just like
when they're there. I mean, I've made deviled eggs before. I don't like the process, but like, I mean, I'll eat a deviled egg. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, they're not exactly like super delicious, but they're addicting, and they're just there. Like, all right,
It's like,
all right. I'll have another one.
dude, I fucking hate like. That just reminds me of like making deviled eggs. It's so annoying. I got a damn piping bag full of the fucking shit. Just go, it's like, fuck you. It's like, quit, stop ordering deviled eggs. Oh god. They used to be like, it was like one of the most simplest things to make because it was all just prep work, and then you were just finishing it.
Yeah.
To give it to somebody, but then it was like, all right, well, we got like 50 of these fucking things.
It does sound annoying to make like a giant batch.
It's just like, all right, it's like, yeah, I know it's easy, but like, fuck, dude. But
Pies. What's your favorite pie? And if you
Key
tell me
lime.
you're not a big fan of pies,
Key
I'm
lime.
gonna slap you.
No, key lime pie is the best pie,
Key lime pie?
in my opinion.
Is there such thing as a key lemon pie? Is it like key lime, but like just like with lemon instead?
I think there is.
Is that a thing?
Probably.
Because
Somebody's probably done
there's
it.
like a lemon version of the lime that I've had that the place served me one time, and it was just like super delicious.
Well, key lime is only like, I think it's, well, I believe it's from like the Florida Keys.
Okay.
So I think it's just a regional thing.
Okay. Like I don't know.
I'm pretty sure there's
because I've had key lime pie, but it was like more of a lemon flavor than lime flavored with this one.
Okay.
Is it like key lemon?
Lemon
It
meringue?
just sounds wrong. Lemon meringue. That's what it was. You're right. Oh, I'm an idiot.
I mean, but it's like a lemon custard with a meringue over the top of it,
Sure.
which is just egg white and confectioner sugar.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it was. I'm a liar.
Lemon meringue. Delicious.
That's right.
Also a good one.
But I think my absolute favorite is cherry pie.
You picked a horrible one.
I knew you'd think so, but like, just like something about like that metallic flavor when you're like
Yeah, and the
biting
fucking, because everybody uses this fucking canned preserve.
yeah, no, it's the only way I'll eat it.
Everybody does it.
I know, but like, I don't know why. Just that metallic flavor gets to me
Yeah.
with the taste of the cherries, and it's just.
That's the absolute thing I hate about it. I think it's also why I hate fucking what do you call it? Green bean casserole.
Green
Because
bean-
like,
'cause
so
of
like a
the-
lot of people use fucking canned like green beans, and,
And
it's
it's like
it's
it has that slight aluminum taste. Yeah.
Can't do it.
No. I don't know why. I just like that aluminum taste.
I don't know. Oh, I could stand it with the spinach. The spinach was weird. Like,
Oh, the
'cause that,
spinach.
like,
The-
you
the-
like.
the- Oh, the spinach, yes, yes. Canned spinach, underrated. Why do people hate this? I don't know. I love canned spinach. I haven't had it in like since I was like a kid, but
Right? Oh my god. It just brings you back to the days of fucking like commodity food.
I remember sitting in my Nellie's kitchen. She was just making dinner. It's like, oh, here's some boiled up canned spinach. It's like, yes.
It was awkward.
It was awkward looking, yeah.
No, like it was weird. Like I didn't even need to like heat it up. I just fucking ate it.
Oh
out of
no,
the can.
I definitely ate it from the can, but
Yeah.
like, you know, like I've also had it with dinners.
Yeah.
So
fucking commodity cheese though.
Commodity
Dude, that
cheese.
was like fucking. That's like currency now on the reservation. It's like I had like 2 extra bricks of commodity cheese. What do you give me for it?
But yeah, cool. Any other holiday foods that we missed? I mean,
No, well, we went over yours.
I know we went over mine,
Yeah.
but like, you know, we've missed quite a few as well.
Yeah.
I haven't talked about quite a few as well.
No, the first one I have on mine is a beef Wellington, which is supposed to be a Christmas thing.
Beef Wellington.
Yeah.
Explain to me what a beef Wellington is.
Have you never had one?
If I have, I've never had it, been served it, and it be called beef Wellington.
Okay, so there's quite a few steps to this stupid thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So essentially what it is it's a, what do you call it? Beef loin. Prime rib. No, not prime rib. Prime rib sucks. It is the loin version, but fucking, it's beef. Literally, why am I fucking spacing this right now? It's the most tender part. Tenderloin. That's the one.
Hey!
That's what it is. But it's basically...
Quick, what's the number to 911?
Yeah, exactly. No, so it's beef tenderloin wrapped in some sort. You might like this part. Some sort of mustard, and then there's like a crepe around that, and then there is a salty base around that.
Hell yeah!
And then there's puff pastry rolled inside of puff pastry.
Hell yeah!
And then it's baked inside this puff pastry, and it's pretty much, once it's done baking, everything's cooked all at the same time.
Oh hell yeah!
And it's typically served with a so it comes out not tasting sweet, but like a little bit salty, because there's like 3 salty layers to it.
Yeah.
So you usually serve it with a sweeter sauce, and it just makes sweet sauce, meaty, delicious.
That sounds delicious. No, I've never had one of those.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's if you ever order one in the restaurant, they come in like they look like a little bun. But if you make them at home, it's just literally just like a fucking the loin part of the meat, which is essentially the back muscle, and it's just like really tender, and it's really like big.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Is that all you had down? What else?
Mashed potatoes, but
How do you make your mashed potatoes?
me
Yeah.
personally,
Yeah, you.
I don't.
How does your family make mashed potatoes?
So when I make mashed potatoes, I go for if I like, to be honest, I've only really made mashed potatoes in restaurants. I always go more butter than dairy, more butter than milk, or any kind of cream.
Yeah, butter's good.
And it's got to be unsalted, because I like salting the potatoes beforehand, so controlling that salt afterwards is a little hard. Mainly because you don't taste the potato, you taste the salt in the butter. Like, you enhance the salt in the butter more than you do the potato.
Mm-hmm.
So you end up tasting more butter than potato, which is what you don't want when you have mashed potatoes. You want to taste potatoes with butter. Now,
what's your thought of putting some sort of garlic flavor into that?
I mean, if you like it, do it.
You don't like it?
I mean, I do like garlic. I just don't like.
You don't like it in your potatoes?
No, I garlic goes in so many things that I don't like garlic being
overused.
Yeah,
in
like things. I don't like overusing any one ingredient in a lot of different dishes.
Sure.
So a lot of people do that with like onions, garlic, scallions, a bunch of different shit. But like, I know people who do fucking cinnamon in everything, and it's annoying as shit. But it gets to a point where you're like, stop using this one flavor for everything.
No, I get that.
But yeah,
I'm currently doing that to see which. Actually,
but that goes through my mind sometimes, because I see the way some people like. Ever since I started cooking, I just start to see people's patterns, and it's like, oh, you throw this in everything. I was like, why? It's like, you just must really love this flavor. But I've been getting to analyze that.
No, yeah, but like, I don't do it like. I go through a phase of like, this is what I like. I'm gonna put it in everything, and then see where it works best, and then I'll keep it where I like it best, and then I move on to a different thing, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna try it in all these different things. Yeah. And see where I like it best and leave it in those areas.
Yeah.
But, that's only because I'm not good at calculating flavors.
Yeah. No, the one thing I didn't realize that was really good on meat was cinnamon.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
And I was like, oh, damn. I was like, especially like if it's weird. There's two ways, like, you can't. I hate saying this. It's like you can't marinate it in it for too. Like, if you're gonna marinate something with cinnamon, it's got to be in there for a while, which is weird. But it's either way too long or not long enough.
Mm-hmm.
It can't be
There's
in the
a
middle.
sweet spot.
Yeah, there's the sweet spot is both extremes. Anywhere in the middle, garbage.
Yeah.
Because, like, I think, like, cinnamon has, like, a depth of flavor to it on the long portion. The middle portion sucks. It's, like, really gross in that middle area.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really good fresh as well. So that middle area, you don't want it anywhere in that middle area. And I think that's one of those seasonings where it's like, oh, you didn't do this long enough. Or it tastes like garbage.
or you did it too long.
No. Doing it too long, it develops a deeper sense of flavor, and it gets rid of that bad taste.
No, I mean,
in the middle.
because you have that beginning part. It's like you either want it at the beginning or the end, is what you said, right?
Well, yeah, like in the aging process. So, like, if you're going to age it, I would say do it longer than 24 hours or less than 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Or right before you prepare it. Because that middle area, it develops a weird flavor. Like, it's not nutty, it's just odd.
No,
it's like,
which is what I said. You either did it too long or too short.
Too long is not a bad thing.
No,
Too short is the one. Too short's the weird one.
you not get what I'm saying. It's fine.
I think you're trying to, like, describe the middle area
Mm-hmm.
when I'm literally just trying to be like, hey, yeah, longer than this, good. Shorter than this, good.
Mm-hmm.
This
Because
weird middle area.
when you have it shorter than this, then it's good. But if you do it longer than that, it's too long.
Yeah.
But it can also be too short at the same time.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying, like, you're putting, like, long and short in the middle area.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. But anything else?
Yes. What kind of bread do you have at dinner?
Well,
and any what do
as
you prefer?
Okay. So, as a person coming from horticulture, asking me,
It's like,
what type of bread? I was like, all right.
what kind of bread you eat with
So my grandma used to have this really good recipe for yeast bread.
Yeah.
She no longer remembers the recipe.
Yeah.
But she used to make, like, the best yeast bread, and that was, like, one of my favorite things to eat during holiday functions.
Yeah.
And she'd always hate making it. She was like, I shouldn't have made it that one time that everybody wants me to make it. Every Halloween, every holiday.
Yeah.
And, you know, she only makes it ever, like, Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Okay.
But, yeah.
But that's what makes it a treat, too.
Yeah. Yeast bread from my grandma Anna.
Yeah.
Or the fried bread from my grandpa Jack, who just recently passed away. But you know, like, his fried bread was the best fried bread.
That's every native's claim.
No,
they
but
have
like,
the best fried bread.
Yeah, but you look at it, and you know, normally, like, it would always be like, oh, my nully,
Yeah.
or my grandma, or like someone of one of the ladies, you know, of the family is like, oh, they make the best fried bread. I just find it very comforting in the fact that he was like the male part of the family, and then just like he made the best fried bread in the family. That was non-disputed.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it was just on point.
Yeah. I'm thankful that I grew up in a family where, like, everybody was, like, such a really good cook.
Yeah.
And I never noticed growing up, and I was just like, I was just sort of surrounded by a lot of, like, really good cooks, and I was just like, oh, weird. Everybody's really good at everything.
Yeah. So bread.
But bread, for me, like, it really depends on the meal at that point. When everything's so delicious, though, in the sense that, like, I thought every type of bread was amazing. It really depended on what I was eating. Like, if I was, like, gonna go out somewhere, I didn't want to have, like, fry bread or yeast bread. I wanted to have dry bread.
Dry bread, yeah. Hell yeah. Dry bread's
Like,
a great choice too.
Yeah, if you're sitting down for a meal, fry bread, obviously. Or if you have stew, yeast bread.
You know what I should do? I think this would be great, actually.
What's that?
As you know, I'm going to a Friendsgiving soon.
Yes.
I should bring those cookie bread things I was making that one time. I should
The
make a whole
dry bread, like the
dry
dog
bread,
things?
cookie
Yeah.
bread. I should make a whole bunch of shitload of those and just take them. Oh, that'd be a good thing too. I think I'm gonna do that and the potato salad. Okay,
You got to bring the dog to the dog.
I have to make them the dog treats.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like
Just make a bunch of them and then be like, throw them all in the pan, and then once they're all done, just be like, all right, here you go. They're like, ah! Dude, they came out looking so much like bones.
I know,
because
they pumped up. Yeah, exactly. Yes, this is the plan. But
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna pre-cook them and then bring it over there.
I don't know. They were pretty delicious. They were pretty good both ways. Like even after
Cool down
when they were cool. Yeah. But yeah.
Okay.
Where do you want to start?
I don't know. I think I want to save music for close to last.
Yeah. Good ending discussion.
I don't know if it's a light ending discussion.
No,
but-
I meant like it's a good ending discussion.
Sure. Yes. Again, the topic is us being thankful for things in certain topics.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't write enough down for movies.
Yeah? What'd you get for movies, though?
The first one I have down for movies is Forrest Gump. I'm really thankful for Forrest Gump. It's such a good movie, and I feel like not many movies are like it. You know, there are movies that tried to be like it. There are movies that possibly have reached that type of movie, but like
Yeah.
Forrest Gump has always been like, oh, this is a movie about history through this, where this guy is slightly a part of it, but it mostly encapsulates, like, I don't know, it just has a lot in it, but not enough at the same time, you know?
Yeah. Feels like a lot of like micro stories, a part of one big story.
Yeah.
The one, like, I never appreciated Forrest Gump that way. The one I did do was, did appreciate that way, I think, in the same way, was Big Fish.
Big Fish is really good too.
Yeah.
Tim Burton.
Yeah. I like that. Like, that one had more of an impact to me, and I was just like, yeah. Especially that part where he was like, you're a big fish in a little pond, now you're in the ocean. There's a lot of bigger fish out there. It's like, and he's just like, it's kind of like soul crushing to him, and it's like, damn it. It's like, oh shit. Like, yeah, that's where he was hit with like a little bit of reality, and I was just like, oh shit.
Yeah, I feel like that's a very, I don't want to say underrated, because a lot of people do love that movie. The movie's a great movie.
Yeah.
But there's certain aspects of it, like, I don't know, you just wouldn't expect that from Tim Burton.
Yeah.
But then, like, you see a few things happen in it, and it's like, yeah, I can see Tim Burton doing this part.
Yeah.
You know, like, but Big Fish, good one. Yeah. Another one I put down that I'm thankful for, which is actually one I saw near Thanksgiving for the first time, was Swiss Army Man.
I don't think
It's the Daniel Radcliffe, Paul Dano movie where Daniel Radcliffe is like a dead person that washes up ashore while Paul Dano is stuck on an island and he's about to kill himself. Then he sees him over there. Oh, hey, that guy might be alive, and he's like trying to. Oh, it's a hard movie for people. It's a funny movie. It's great.
Okay.
It's a great movie. But it's a very deep movie as well. It's about the movie's about accepting yourself as you are, and not exactly not caring what people think, but more of like making sure you care about yourself more than other people care about yourself. Does that make sense? No.
Yes.
Yes? No? I don't know.
You want to know the movie that did that for me?
No, wait. I'm not done talking.
Oh, okay. My bad.
But in the end, the whole movie, as somebody recently pointed out to me, is that the whole movie's a fart joke. One big, long fart joke. And that's probably like one of the best things. and they also redid a song very differently from how it was before. So, Cotton Eye Joe, you know?
Yeah.
Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Yeah.
And it has the whole, like,
Where did she come from? Where did she go?
But
Yeah.
it was very more a somber tone the way they sung that, and the way the music's done in it is very inspirational for people who are doing indie films and doing their own music for their own.
Yeah.
Because the directors actually did their own they did a lot of their own things for the movie. It was very much an indie film, and I feel like not a lot of people have seen it.
Yeah,
but
I definitely haven't.
But a lot of people have at the same time, and it's just...
Yeah, enough people have seen it that it's become, like, pretty much a cult classic.
Yeah.
So, the one that did that gave me that, like, kind of, like, self-worth thing. Fight Club.
Hell yeah, Fight Club is a good one.
Fight Club was great. Just because, like, so many twists, so many turns at the end. It's like, I don't know if it's is it an M. Night Shyamalan movie? No, it's not. But it has that twist at the end. But yeah. I don't think you're ruining it for anybody seeing what happens.
Well, if you haven't seen Fight Club, go watch Fight Club. Like,
yeah,
if you have to rent it, like, do it. I don't know if it's on any of the streaming services.
Bro, it
probably is.
It's like $4.
Probably
just
is.
Watch
like,
it.
just go watch. It's such a great movie.
Yeah, it's I mean, even today, I think people would even agree with it today. Like, it's ridiculous. It's just. Like, it's a message that's stood the test of time,
and you know it's so well put together too.
Yeah, it really.
The
is.
acting, when Norton, what's his name? First name?
Edward Norton.
Edward Norton punched Brad Pitt for the first time in the movie.
Yeah.
The director was like, actually, you know what? Punch him. Actually punch him.
Yeah.
And then Edward Norton actually punched him in the fucking ear. And then you know, oh fuck!
You punched me in the ear.
You punched me in the ear.
Oh, but I got to bring up a question in that they have when they were on the bus. Like, if you could fight anybody from history, who would you fight?
Holy shit! I've never really like took that to myself.
Yeah, it's like one of those questions you got to ask yourself.
Do you have an answer? Give me time to think.
All right. In light of all the controversy around George Washington, I want to see how it was true.
What's that?
That like a lot of people are like kind of like taking shots at his fame of being like a great leader and a great general and a great fighter. But like people are now starting to like discredit a little bit of that. I mean, bring it back a little more to reality, I guess.
No, I think he was just in the right places at the right time to like get some of the credit for what he's kind of been famous for, I guess.
Yeah, no, he was definitely like, well, he was a leader. I mean, you're obviously going to lead. You're never going to like save everybody and win every battle. I don't know. I didn't look into it too much, but it's ridiculous. People like taking shots at him. It's like, oh yeah, well, we got so many people killed. It's like, it's a fucking war. People die.
People die.
It's like, yeah, it's like not every leader, like, you're not going to be able to lead men into a battle and all of them are going to be able to come out of it.
Yeah.
Like, and you don't win every battle you take that you fight.
Who would I want to fight? In history.
No, I take it back. I want to fight fucking Lincoln.
Lincoln?
That'd be weird.
Tall ass.
Yeah, tall, lengthy mofo. Dude. He's all that facial hair, man. You couldn't gauge him, dude. Like,
all I got was beard.
I mean, it's like you're shadow boxing him. And he's like, his arms are coming out of nowhere out of these coats.
They're not even like coming straight. They're like coming from the shadows on the left and the right.
I know.
What the fuck?
It's like, how do you punch me in the back?
So that was the back of my shoulder. What the fuck?
Oh, Jesus. That'd be hilarious. God.
Gosh, this one's a hard one for me. I don't know why. You know, I would have to go with Theodore Roosevelt.
But he was a hunter.
He was also a boxer.
Yeah. I was gonna say he's known for fucking people up.
No, I know, and that's the point. I wouldn't mind getting my ass kicked by a president, but if I were to get my ass kicked by a president,
yeah,
I would want it to be by one that is known to kick ass.
If I'm gonna take a fight, I'm covering all bases. We got notoriety going down. Oh god, that is a good one though. Oh god, you think any of the new presidents would be cool?
Any of the new presidents, JFK maybe. I know he's not that new, but
I mean he's more recent.
Didn't
he have fucking like polio or some shit?
Did he? I don't know.
Wasn't he in a wheelchair? Fight a man in a wheelchair?
I'll fight any man who'll step up. Just kidding. No. I fight a man in a wheelchair. If he throws.
You got hands, don't you? Oh, God.
He's got high hands, don't he? All I'm going to be doing is kicking.
God. Going off the rails here.
Where were we at?
Movies still.
Movies still? Okay.
Yeah.
You got any more movies?
Yeah. Another one was that I got was Rounders, which is the hell was his name? Matt Damon and Edward Norton. Actually, I like a lot of movies with Ed Norton.
He's a good actor, man.
Yeah.
The one I didn't really like was the Hulk, but Rounders.
I actually really liked it when he was in that one.
I suppose, the second one wasn't too bad. Like, his acting wasn't bad. It was just the movie.
Yeah, the movie's like the CGI.
It didn't hold water.
Yeah.
But
it wasn't great.
His acting did.
Yeah. His acting was good. Just.
Rounders. I've never seen it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a poker movie. It's a movie about what rounders are. Well, essentially what the movie describes rounders are as people who do, like, go around New York playing poker every night. Just doing rounds. Like, literally, like, getting into different types of games every night and essentially winning a lot or losing a lot all the time. And it's just this weird cycle. But it's a good movie. Good movie about friendship. Good movie about like
I like poker movies.
Yeah.
Or not just poker, but like gambling movies, I guess.
Yeah, it's good. Well, it's more it's more based around like how you end up trusting the wrong people, even when you think they're the best people, like the closest people to you. But it's a great movie. You should watch it.
Sounds
it's
wholesome.
Like, yeah.
Family fun. Hold up.
Questionable, but like, yeah, you know, not too wholesome.
One I put that one down for was well, I guess it's more of a director than anything else, but Guillermo del Toro. I'm thankful for him as a director and the movies he's put out, such as Pan's Labyrinth, Shape of Water, Hellboy, even.
Life of Pi.
Was that Guillermo del Toro?
I don't know, dude. Like I
don't think that was.
I kind of group all those movies together. To be honest,
I don't think that was.
Those are a lot of movies that I never watched. To be honest, but I did watch Hellboy. But I don't know that his storytelling is really good. And especially in The Shape of Water, it's what he essentially does is make like a 50s styles noir movie where, you know, like noir monster movie, I guess. Yeah. Where normally like the guy in the FBI guy in the trench coat trying to hunt down the monster is the good guy. Yeah, the G-Man.
He kind of flips that and tells a story on the opposite side where, you know, like the monster's not even hurting anybody, but the G-Man's like, hey, you're a monster. Yeah. And, you know, like, that's like a bad interpretation of it. So, because I'm not trying to give too much away, but essence of the movie is it's about people falling in love, and not just because of the way people look. It's just like falling in love with souls, you know. And that was beautiful to me.
No.
And I am thankful for that movie.
No, to be honest, the first time he described it to me, he was like, I was like, she fell in love with a body of water. I was just like, like he's like, no, it's like a spirit. I was like, oh, okay. So.
You know, you don't even know.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, it's like a fucking creek.
She fell in love with the pond.
Yeah, I was just like, God damn it,
a puddle.
I was like, okay, it's like I appreciate scenery sometimes.
It's like she likes a puddle, all right. Yeah, just I guess Guillermo del Toro, I'm thankful for.
Nice.
There's just so many things to be thankful in movies. Like
yeah.
Like a whole bunch of directors I just fucking love.
Quentin Tarantino.
Quentin and Tarantino by Directino. By written Directino.
Directino. All right, how about this? Instead of that, what's your favorite movie by him?
Who?
Quentin Tarantino.
Like I go with like the classic, man. Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Well told. Either that or Reservoir Dogs. It's a tie between those two.
Yeah, those two are great. There's so many references to like Reservoir Dogs.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. One of the ones I like that he, I don't know if it's him. The Hateful Eight.
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah, that was great.
That was a good one. That was
a really good one. I like that one.
His storytelling.
Yeah.
Also good.
I like that. His approach in general is like people are like, oh yeah, you can't do it that way, and then just does it that way.
Like, fuck you.
It's like I'll do it whatever way I want. It's like a Tarantino movie. Jeez.
Grand Budapest Hotel. You know who does that?
Grand Budapest Hotel. No, I don't think I've even seen it.
What's his name? Fuck. Directed by Wes Anderson. Wes Anderson does some of my favorite films too.
Yeah.
Person I actually started watching a lot of films by, Taika Waititi.
Don't know them. Either one of them. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've seen things they've made. I just don't pay attention.
Yeah.
To
have you heard of Jojo Rabbit? That was like a big one that Taika Waititi did recently.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he won like a Emmy for it, I think.
Yeah.
And then what's another one that Wes Anderson does that you'd probably know? God.
Just go to the IMDb page.
No, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you got to do.
I don't remember the names right now.
No,
I'll put on the spot, and it's like, oh, mine goes a blank, you know?
Oh, yeah. It always does that.
Isle of the Dogs. Have you heard this? Heard of this? No?
Isle of the Dogs. No.
Moonrise Kingdom.
No.
No? Gosh. What's wrong with you? These are Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah? He's done that one.
Fucking love that film.
That one's a good one.
I think we, like, back in earlier podcasts,
we've definitely talked about it. That's one of the ones we talked about, yes.
Yeah, that was my favorite movie.
Fantastic Mr. Fox is a great movie. And he always gets, like, a star-studded cast. Always.
Yeah.
Like, Bill Murray does, like, half of his movies.
That's pretty cool, though. Like, I wish I could invest time into be like, hey, I love all these things. It's just too niche of a genre to, like, me to fall into. I mean, I'll follow some really good stories. I like them. Like, I hear that, I don't know if it's true or not, but, like, people, from the talk I've heard, Tenet is supposed to be, like, a playoff of Inception.
Tenet?
Yeah. I don't know if it is or isn't. But...
Oh, is that Christopher Nolan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him too. Batman movies.
Yeah, that guy.
Batman movies. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Inception, mind blowing.
Yeah.
Tenet. I wanted to watch Tenet. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He always has like that niche he falls into where it's like very ominous and dark, but very intriguing.
Yeah. Just grasps. Like,
You're like, I want to know what happens next.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Let's move on to the TV because we've been
on movies for a hot second.
Yeah.
One more thing, just quick mention.
Yeah.
Is I'm thankful for musicals. I fucking love musicals.
To be honest, that's one of the things I hate about movies.
I know. Like half the people I talk to about musicals like, I don't like musicals. I'm like, well, you haven't seen half the musicals I've seen because you don't watch musicals.
Yeah. Like they're the
No, we're not getting into this because
No.
I said we were just going to mention it.
Okay. Fine.
TV shows.
Fine. TV shows. I'm you know what? I'm gonna start it this time.
Yeah. I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
No. I saw you take a drink, and I was like, you know what? I'll do this. So, one of the first shows I've ever started watching, and still watch to this day, is Supernatural. It's one of the only shows I've ever really dramas that I've ever followed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll watch a season, like a show or two of different shows. This is the first show I ever sat down and it was just like, I'm gonna watch all of them. Didn't regret it at all. It was weird because it started out when I started watching the first season of it, I was like, kind of corny, kind of funny. I was like, it plays on references to a lot of lore around the nation, and I'm super interested in scary stories and stuff. And these guys are going out there and finding different scary stories and finding out how to fight them.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
it was always interesting to me.
I agree.
It was just I can agree. It was kind of cheesy, a little bit of corny at the beginning. And then it just gets...
It still is, though.
It still is.
It still is. But I'm there for it. Yeah, I fucking love Supernatural.
Yeah, that show has levels. If you're there for surface level entertainment, it's got you. If you're in there for deeper level entertainment, it's got you there too. It's great all around. Sam and Dean the whole way through. Oh.
Yeah.
Just the amount of times they die too. It's so dumb.
I saw a meme recently where it was like, do you think we'll ever reach the old age before, or do you think we'll die young? It's like, Sam, we've already died a couple times.
Yeah, that's their whole goal, is to grow old and die together, but they've died so many times.
So we've already died.
And this a little bit of a spoiler alert, but this last one where they're fighting God, I want to see that shit.
Right? Yeah.
Literally, I thought it was over when they were fighting the darkness, and it was okay, darkness is gone. Now they're fighting God. And it's what the fuck?
Well,
it's come on.
You're skipping a whole season, man. Because the darkness happened, and then Lucifer comes back along with Michael from the other dimension.
Yeah.
And then
they're fighting different. They're battling between two dimensions, and then God comes back into play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, you went straight from darkness to God, but it's a whole season. It doesn't matter.
No, that was filler season.
That was a filler season.
That's filler season.
Okay.
Much like the Leviathans. I'm just kidding.
True.
Oh, God.
They're always like, how are we going to top the devil?
Yeah.
God's sister.
Then it's just God. So I'm kind of wondering what the hell's going to go on after they fight God. Are they actually going to end the series?
Yes, they're actually ending the series. It's ended.
Dude,
they're done.
No,
Dunsky's
they haven't.
Nada. How are you going to top fighting God?
They haven't finished fighting him.
I know, but never mind.
They haven't finished fighting him, and that's the point. It was where do you go after that?
You don't. You're ending the series.
No, you go to the other dimension and you fight that God.
Oh my gosh.
No. It's already established that this one God already created all the other parallel dimensions.
Yeah, it has actually.
Yeah.
Do you like? I remember.
No, I think
you
you're
remember
gonna fight death.
You remember they?
I think the show ends when they fight death because death was above God.
You remember when they went to the other dimension and Chuck was there still? It was like an apocalyptic other dimension.
Chuck was still there. Who the fuck's Chuck?
Chuck is God.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
God is Chuck.
Yeah.
And he was there like in the apocalypse with them.
Yeah.
And that always was like, huh? Because since Chuck became a thing, right? He's like, oh, he's a prophet. I'm like, that's God.
Yeah, no.
That's God. And then he was in the apocalypse in the other dimension. I'm like, maybe he's not God. I don't know. But I always thought it was hilarious. So he's like, I didn't have the time to learn how to play guitar, so I just like gave it myself the ability to.
Oh god.
He's like, you're not gonna play another fucking song. Tell us what's going on. But yeah, Supernatural is a good one.
God, there's so many. I want to talk about so many things about that show, but let's move on.
One of mine, Cheers. I'm thankful for Cheers. I feel like Cheers paved the way for a lot of good sitcoms.
Yeah, fair.
And like I haven't finished watching Cheers yet, but like, holy shit, does that shit still hold up?
It does. It really does.
does.
Like, when you told me about it, I restarted watching it, and I was like, damn, this show is so relatable. Which is really weird, because, like, when I was really young, my dad was watching Cheers, he's like, you might get it when you're older. And I was like, I do.
I get it
now. Because, like, I watched it when my dad would, like, sit down and watch it in the middle of the day when it was like nothing on, and I was like, okay. I was like, this is a weird show. I was like, I'm gonna go outside and play.
One of my goals in life is to be able to walk into a bar and everyone just yell my name just to greet me. I was like, Norm!
This is like,
Urian!
Bro. That was me for a minute. I'm not gonna lie. Like, when I was in Vegas, there was like one bar that I went to, and he was like, everybody was like, what's up, dude? And it was kind of cool, because it was like a little little saloon type little bar.
Uh-huh.
It was the fucking, what the hell was it called? Mountain Edge Saloon. Great. Off Diamondback, out in the middle of nowhere, exactly where I lived.
Nice.
I like that where I was living, because I was living in Vegas, but it was like literally on the outskirts, to the point where I didn't hear shit. I didn't hear any of the fucking sirens,
nice.
anything. It's like you had to like drive at least like half a mile, and then you were like in my community, and then it was like, you don't hear anything. Like, the weird thing is that there was two really famous drivers that used to live out where I live. One was Darren Parsons, and somebody said not Ken Block, Kibbe. One of those guys. But for sure, Darren Parsons, because I seen his car before. Ridiculous 800 horsepower cars. You could hear them driving anywhere. Really dumb. Made it like, it pissed off all the neighbors, because when they would take it out like at 4:00 in the morning, all the crew were like, it's like the entire like 4 blocks were like, fuck you. It's like, why'd you wake us all up?
Just dogs start barking.
No, it wasn't that bad, actually.
No?
Okay. Everybody's dog was like pretty chill.
That's nice.
Yeah. No, they got freaked out during the 4th of July every year.
Probably. It's every dog, man.
Yeah.
Moving back to TV shows.
Yeah.
I see
the other one that I got is 30 Rock, which made me appreciate more comedy like shows. Because, to be honest, I didn't watch that much TV when I was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a problem like sitting, like, I don't know why I had a problem sitting down and just like watching something. I literally had to like, anytime I watched TV, I was like waiting for a commercial break so I could get up and do something. And I was like, fuck, why am I just sitting here? I really feel like I was like a kid that had like ADHD. Like I couldn't pay attention to a goddamn TV screen. I was like, fuck this, I'm gonna go do something. I think that's also why I didn't pay attention in class. That's weird. But it was hilarious. Like I could sit through 30 Rock just mainly because like the fucking the speed of the show was crazy. It was like one thing. It's like it's like one thing, and it was just like, oh shit! It's just like constantly drawing your attention in, and it's crazy because it's scattered. The show feels like it's going in all these different directions, but it's still got this cohesive, singular direction that it's going in. And it's just like it's bouncing all over the place, but it's still getting to where it needs to go, and it's just like it's good show pace. Yeah, I could sit through a good like season of that. And now that I'm rewatching it, it's just like I know why I like this show.
I think I've seen like a season of the show, but then I started watching so many other shows, and then I've watched a lot of shows, and I'm watching a lot of shows. Yeah. Oh gosh, a show. I'm just gonna name. Yeah, okay. I'm trying to go through these three real quick because I want to get to the last one. Talk about the last one quite a bit.
Okay.
Adventure Time. One of my most favorite cartoon shows out there. If I ever have kids, or if I'm ever showing a cartoon to a kid, I would show them Adventure Time and watch the entire thing with them because I think it has a lot of good value in terms of morality and just things in growing up that Adventure Time shows. Great. And also it's just a great fucking show.
Yeah.
SpongeBob. One of my favorite shows growing up. Like SpongeBob's one of the most quotable shows I know.
Yeah. Oh my god. Still relevant today.
Still relevant today. It's like
it's crazy.
Destiny 2 just came out with a new DLC, right?
Yeah.
There's a thing on there where it's like Wombo. The Wombo
thing.
And I was just like, I Wombo, you Wombo, he, she, we Wombo, Wombology, the study of Wombo. Yes. Like relevant in games I play.
Oh my god.
Avatar, The Last Airbender. I'm thankful for the show because I feel like it really united me and a lot of my family members together when we'd watch it like every time the new episode came out. We're like laying on the ground, like people on the couch. Yeah. Everybody just gathered around to watch the show, and
it was really well done.
And it was really well done.
Yeah, ridiculously well done.
I feel like Avatar: The Last Airbender is one of the reasons why I got into anime as well, because I feel like that is a show that American cartoonists got so close to anime that it's considered anime to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3 shows real quick in terms of
yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
But you wanted to get to the last one. What was the last one?
Oh, do you not have another one? Okay.
Yeah, I don't have another one. I didn't want to go too far into it.
The TV show I'm very thankful for because it's got me through a lot of hard times. It's gotten me through even good times, boring times in my life. New Girl. I've talked about this show so many times on the show.
I mean, yeah.
But New Girl is hands down my most favorite show. It's my most watched show I've ever seen.
Some hot whiskey.
I'm like in the middle of nowhere, just like maybe driving in the middle of nowhere, and I just think of a New Girl quote, and I laugh to myself for like 30 seconds. I have a problem.
No, it's like, why is he pointing at Chicago?
So why is he pointing at Chicago? Because Chicago is north. Yeah, and like I tried.
It's like, why is he pointing at Chicago?
Oh
no.
Yeah, and like sometimes you just like if you're ever around me, if you actually know me in person, and you're ever around me, something happens, and I just start laughing out of nowhere, or chuckle to myself, and you're like, "What's so funny?" I'm like, if you don't understand the New Girl quote, you wouldn't get it.
Yeah,
and most people don't. That's
Yeah.
and in my life, that is a sad fact that most people won't understand why I'm laughing by myself.
Yeah.
But I'm really thankful for New Girl because like it really has got me through a lot of bad times, sad times, boring times, even good times in my life.
Yeah.
And
It's always there.
yeah, hell yeah,
It's a good show.
it's a great show. I don't know if you'd ever say that, but like it to me, yes,
Great show.
it's a great show.
Yeah. I don't think there, like, to be honest, I don't think I have a great show in mind, which is really weird. Like, like Breaking Bad, watched that all the way through. I've rewatched some episodes, but I've never had a draw to a show, which is weird. I've had a draw to an anime before, but not a show.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Which brings us to our next subject, I guess.
Yeah. So
Anime.
anime. The one that I had the biggest draw towards that I've rewatched all the time was Rurouni Kenshin, which is amazing. Amazing story. I loved it.
You know what's odd to me? Did I ever say this to you that you and my best friend in high school really loved Rurouni Kenshin?
Yeah.
And he was my roommate, Nick. And that was his favorite show.
Cool.
And me and him were roommates all 4 years of high school. I don't know if I've ever told you that. Have I told you that?
I don't think so.
Yeah. And I always just thought it was a little odd that you two were like very... Because I actually haven't seen Rurouni Kenshin at all.
Really? That's too bad. I mean, I could tell you the storyline if you want to hear it.
I mean, I know the gist
Okay.
of what it is.
Yeah, like it's I think it's really like if you follow this, like I think it's like the same way with like Naruto, only it's told way faster.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that he's pretty much an orphan taken in by he's in a war torn country. He's a child. Nobody knows who he is because his parents were killed. Adopted by a traveling, what do you call it? By slaves, a female slave ship. I don't know, sex trade. I don't know what it was, but it was like.
So I'm thinking back on it, it's a little sketchy.
Yeah. No, but it was like a fucking caravan of like slave girls, and then one of them adopted him as not even adopted him, just took care of him because he was a child in the middle of nowhere. And then bandits came, killed those people that were taking care of him. So twice in his life before he was even like mature enough to like know who he was, know anything about the world, he's watched the world slaughter the people that took care of him until he met one of the greatest sword masters in the world, who was unfeeling, uncaring, and very impartial to everything, and just taught him to be better than a lot of swordsmen before he was even a teenager. And then once he's a teenager, he demonstrates that skill to one. He starts to develop ideals based upon all the tragedy in his life.
Uh-huh.
And then he's like, yeah, you make... It's a great story about how even somebody with the best intentions can go and do some of the most horrible actions, and then even after those horrible actions, still have the best intentions and still have the will to fight to do better.
Yeah.
And that's what his entire life is. That entire story is about. It's about him. Even though he's been deceived, misled, and been improperly cared for most of his life, is that he will fight to do good. Well, to do the best in his own eyes.
Heck yeah,
and
man.
it's never to like satisfy somebody else.
No,
It's
yeah.
always to be like, I want to feel like I'm doing the best right now. It's a great story, though.
No.
Obviously, a lot of fighting, a lot of carnage, a lot of weird shit that
No, it's-
happens in between.
Like, It's on my to-do list.
Yeah,
It's on my to-watch list.
Yeah, same reason. It's just one of the same reasons I love Trigun. It's just because it doesn't have like
I've never seen Trigun either.
Really? It doesn't have like that mythical ideal of like, oh, hope and happiness can overcome all. It's like, no. It's like the real world, you have to face sadness. You have to face torments, and you have to face some shit that you cannot avoid. Yeah. And it's like, I love animes like that.
Sure. So I'm going to mention two that I'm thankful for, only because, you know, they're new animes, and I don't see a lot of new animes that, you know, like, you just fall head over heels for.
Yeah.
You know, and we've already mentioned this last episode, I believe. My Hero Academia and Demon Slayer, just really quickly, like.
Oh yeah, great ones.
Those are two that are just like I can't state enough like how much I really enjoy those ones.
Yeah,
and you know, like there's already like 3-4 seasons of My Hero Academia, and like it's only getting better. The story's like increasingly like getting me more into it. You know.
Yeah.
And I want to know more. And then Demon Slayer's basically the same thing. It's only got one season out, and like I want to know more about this story. I want to know more to the story. There's so many characters in that show that you're like, okay, they have to have backstories at some point, right? Yeah. So I'm going to keep watching that. Just quickly on that subject, yeah.
And just the way Demon Slayer ends, oh my god.
And
it deserves a second season, like that alone.
Yeah, and and both art styles,
yeah,
are really good.
Yeah,
like the animation,
the storyline combined with the art style. Amazing.
You know, I actually have to add another one to that list, which is Mob Psycho 100. I don't believe they're coming out with another one.
Oh.
It's like 2 seasons long. Easy watch.
Yeah.
Great show. And the art style, it's done by the people who did the first season of Saitama. What is it? One Punch Man.
Oh, okay.
Not like with the art style of that, like people loved or hated it. In the first season of One Punch Man, you know.
Well, the first one, they did a shitload of different artists for it.
Yeah, but it was like by one company that like put it out, you know?
No, I mean like they like literally every episode they changed up the art style for it.
Did they really?
Yeah. There was one of the main reasons it was such a big hit is that they were literally like they literally asked, "Hey, they had a core concept for who Saitama was, but every other villain was a different art style."
Sure, but the people who are doing the animation for it, the animation style, a lot of people loved or hated it.
Oh, okay.
And the people who did the animation for Mob Psycho 100 did this, or were the same people who did the first season of One Punch Man.
Okay.
I don't know if you noticed, but in the second season of One Punch Man, it was a very different animation style.
Yeah, no. I like once I heard that like One Punch Man, they were inviting a bunch of different artists to do different renditions of their monsters, and I was like, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I definitely like started to like pay attention to all the art styles.
But yeah, Mob Psycho 100, a must watch actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, to move on from that. From those quick ones I mentioned, Fully Cooley is another one I mentioned. But why I'm thankful for Fully Cooley is because of the philosophy that it had in it. In 6 episodes, mere 6 episodes, one season, I've gotten a lot of depth in terms of philosophy from it.
Okay.
And, you know, like, there are moments, it's like, I don't know, it's an anime that's kind of pervy, a little bit. Yeah. But it's not the most. It's not the most
horrible. Yeah.
But it also has like that wholesome feeling to it as well. You know.
Yeah.
It's got like, and the music to it. Oh gosh, it had such good music.
Yeah. The entire thing was like, I think all of that thing was just literally just draw you in as far
the
as
art style,
yeah,
like front to back,
everything, literally everything in there it drew you in.
And you know, just front to back, great anime. I'm burning through a lot real quick.
No, you're good.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I've never actually seen the original Full Metal Alchemist all the way through. I've seen like half of it. But Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, great story front to back. The end thing where Eric has his Edward had his Edward had his whole monologue at the end there. I'm like, that got me tearing up at the end. Hunter x Hunter, I believe they're restarting that series, not restarting from the beginning, but like they're starting it up again from where Gon is meeting up with his dad. Oh shit! Don't listen to me right now.
No.
That's some spoiler shit.
That is. I was gonna say there's well, I look at all like new anime mangas and
in the mangas,
yeah.
there's more past that, but
Yeah.
they're restarting the series in anime to like actually go past that now.
Yeah,
I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't know that. That's weird. That's crazy. Like I loved that series when I was watching it. It just ended up being
such
one of those
series.
things.
And you know, it's an easy watch too. Like you're like always like, I want to watch the next episode. I want to watch the next episode. For a while back in 2015, 2016, me and my whole house that I was living at, all the roommates, we just like set time aside to just like sit down and watch Hunter x Hunter together, which is fucking great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll move on to yours next.
Oh, okay. So I grew up with. I definitely have to mention Dragon Ball because it's the first anime, like most people, that I've ever watched.
Yeah,
Great story.
yeah. Everyone starts with that's on my list too. Actually,
Yeah.
Well, it's not Dragon Ball; it's Dragon Ball Z. But you know, like I feel like it's either or that get people kind of into it.
Yeah,
anime,
like
you know.
I mean, so many memorable moments in that thing. Ridiculous. Like, I like the original Dragon Ball because Tien was a flippin' beast in the original Dragon Ball.
Wasn't he though?
Yeah, he was. Apparently, well, in the original Dragon Ball, Tien is the most powerful, the best fighter in the world. And because he's deformed, they consider him not human. But whereas Krillin and Goku are like, Goku is literally not human.
It's literally
But Krillin is fighting alongside this not human the entire time. So both of their power level, essentially both of their skill goes beyond him. And then once it's tested, they see that they're ridiculously more powerful than everybody else in the world. And I think that's literally where the show ends. So when it starts back up, when they're adults, it gets a little weird. Starts up again, and they still have like Tien being a very strong character comparable to Goku, and then that's when like all the fucking aliens and shit come in.
Yeah. Like at the very beginning of Dragon Ball Z, well, not the very beginning, but like slightly towards the beginning, like Goku dies.
Yeah.
You know, like within like the first 10 episodes or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, I'm in the afterworld. I'm coming back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember the first episode of Dragon Ball Z I watched. It was when they first landed on Namek. Yeah.
That's a different season.
I know, that's a whole different season. But
that's the first episode you watched.
But that was the first episode I watched. I was
like, that's not the first
I was pretty young, man.
Ball.
I was pretty young. I came late into the game.
Yeah.
How old are you?
32.
32? I am 27.
Yeah.
About to be 28. So, you know, you have like 5 years on me.
Yeah. So
is 6 years on me?
the most memorable moment that captured me in that wasn't even the Gohan thing. Like a lot of people go to the Cell games and Gohan. Me, it was before that. For the entire, well, actually that's after that. The Majin Buu series.
Majin Buu is a pretty good one.
Yeah. When Vegeta actually decides to try and off Majin Buu by himself. Which is crazy. Because that was like mid-season. And that was the end. you know how they do like mid-season like cutoffs?
Yeah.
That was the mid-season cutoff. And I was just like, the fuck? He got so mad. It was just like, you ended on that? You ended on that. And you're like, how many months do I gotta wait for the next episode to come out? And it was just like, you get... I remember being heated. And I was just like, my girlfriend was like sitting on my lap. And I was just like, get off me. I was like, I'm gonna go for a walk. She's like, why? What happened? I was like, were you not watching? Were you not watching?
Were you not watching?
Which, to be honest, she wasn't, because I was still like mainly a runner slash wrestler slash basketball player at the time, and she was more or less like a girl that was like into me because I played basketball very well. So she was like I stopped playing I stopped. I played 2 games of like basketball after school at the recreation center, and then I was like, "Hey, my show's about to be on. I'm gonna go watch this real quick." And then she's like, "Oh, cool." I was like, "I'll go with you." And she just sat on my lap, and I was like laying on the couch, and I was just like, "The fuck?" I was like, "Get off me!" I was like, "I gotta do something." I was like, "This is bullshit." And then it was like I remember that so well, like, and then somebody came in, like to me being very upset. It's like, "Trouble in Paradise?" I was like, "No, shut up, go away."
Shut up, go away.
It was like, because I guess they thought that I was mad at her, and I was just like, "No, fuck you."
I don't know. I guess my favorite things about Dragon Ball Z were actually probably the movies.
Yeah?
There was a Lord Slug. I don't know if you remember that one.
I didn't watch the movies.
Lord Slug was my favorite, or the one where Future Trunks came from, where Gohan lost his arm.
Yeah.
And everything. You've seen that one?
I've seen that one.
Those 2 are my favorite, and that was my favorite version of Gohan, to be honest.
The one-armed one?
The one-armed Gohan. Where he lost everybody. He's like, "I saw Krillin die, that's how I turned into Super Saiyan." Yeah. It's like, I just go back to the moment, like, "Yeah!" And he like goes, yeah. But in Lord Slug, actually, Goku, like, before he goes to Namek, became slightly Super Saiyan. In that movie.
Oh, that's when he when he first like got the concept of Super Saiyan.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was weird. Like, the continuity between the movies and the show don't make sense ever.
No, they never do.
Except for the Gohan one. Except for the
especially Brawly. God.
Yeah. It's so out of whack. But yeah.
But Brawly though.
Brawly. How much time do we have?
That pool is brought back so many times in so many different forms. Fucking. But the idea behind him is cool as shit. The perfect Saiyan. Like, I think it's comparable to, like, what the hell is that? The fucking creature from Superman. Death something? What the fuck is...
Darkseid?
No.
No.
The fucking creature that literally is what do you call it?
The clone of Superman?
No, not the clone of Superman. It's he's the general from Superman that becomes a thing. He becomes a monster.
I forget what it's called.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Yeah?
But yeah. That guy. Apparently he was like, well, his entire storyline was like he was the perfect what do you call it? Kryptonian. Mm-hmm. And then he over amplified himself. Kinda like Brawly.
Yeah.
It's like perfect Saiyan. Over amplified himself. Literally he needed barriers to hold themselves back.
Yeah. To move on from that, I have one other thing on in anime.
Yeah.
Ghibli films.
Gross.
I'm thankful for Ghibli films. They're really
Studio
good.
Ghibli.
Studio Ghibli, yeah. They're really good.
Yeah.
And I enjoy that. I've actually seen quite a few since the last time we've seen each other.
You've been watching your collection?
My box set, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I rewatched Grave of the Fireflies. I don't know if you've ever seen that one.
Nah. Never even heard of it.
So sad. Oh,
so it
my
lived
God.
up to expectations?
It lived up to expectations. Oh my gosh.
Because last time you were talking about it and you were like, everybody like says this is a great movie.
Oh my gosh. It's like watching what it is. It's like right before the war ended between Japan and World War II,
Yeah.
and a few years afterwards.
Okay.
And it's about a brother and his sister trying to get through it, and they both die at the end. I gotta cut that out.
No, you don't.
Oh my gosh! And it's but you know, like it's a great story.
Yeah,
The story
it's a
told
story
as
all the
well.
way-
But like, oh gosh, it's like
Yeah, because your heart's clinging to hope the entire time.
you know how it ends from the beginning. To be honest,
Yeah. No, like
it shows
can't
it
end-
shows you the end at the beginning, and then it gets to the end at the end, and it's just like fuck.
yeah,
To watch them get to the end, it just
hurts. Yeah, I get it.
man.
Man, animes know how to do it sometimes.
Yeah, they do. They really do. But yeah,
It's the one that I got that's kind of comparable, Sort of a Stranger. Love that movie.
Sort of a Stranger,
Yeah.
like Sword
Yeah.
of a Stranger, or Sort of a Stranger.
No, the Sort of a Stranger.
It's like SORT.
No.
OF a
No.
stranger.
No, like
sort of a
sword.
stranger.
He's sort of a stranger.
This man is sort of a stranger. We know each other's names. That's about it.
Yeah. No, the Sort of a Stranger is great. It's hilarious, like crazy good.
I haven't heard of it.
Not many people have. It's really.
Is that a movie too?
It is a movie. It is a
Okay.
movie. Like, if you ever find time to watch it, great movie. Just do dubbed. No, don't do dubbed. Do the subbed. Because I watched it subbed first. Well, no, dubbed first. And it sucked. Sub, way better.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So, let's move on to games.
All right.
I'll go first this time.
Okay.
I'm very thankful for the Zelda series. Such a good series.
Nah, not from the beginning.
Okay, but still a good series.
Yeah, great series.
The first Zelda I played was Ocarina of Time, which is a magnificent game. From what I remember.
Yeah.
I haven't ever replayed it since like getting past high school, but I've always wanted there to be like a remastered version of that game. There never was.
I thought there was.
Was there?
Yeah. I thought there was.
Or was there just the person who like redid it in like Unreal Engine or some shit like that?
No. It was remastered.
Was it remastered? I don't think
Yeah.
it was remastered.
Because I think it had to be because 64-bit was really ridiculous.
No, I agree. Which is why I never went back to it.
And I'm going to be honest, I never finished that game.
You never finished it?
No, I've always got to the Master Sword and I was like, all right, it's practically done now.
That's not even close.
Yeah, I know. I know, because like my buddy was like, once you get the Master Sword, you're pretty much done. I was like, okay. I got the Master Sword. I was like, all right, I'm going to stop playing. It was so dumb.
The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 2020 remaster. Sorry, I have to look this up.
No, like,
Because if there is a remastered version, I need to replay this game.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that
January 2nd, 2020.
Did somebody remaster it in 2020? I thought it was like earlier, like remastered.
Began the quest to revive. They began the request the quest to revive the cult classic back in 2015, and they came out with it in 2020.
Oh, okay. I could have sworn somebody did it like earlier, like because
I've seen like
I could
people
have sworn
who've done like Unreal, like applied the Unreal Engine to it and like upgraded the graphics.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen a remastered version until Meow.
Yeah. Because I could have sworn like somebody was playing it on the fucking game on a GameCube. But I don't. But to be honest, I love Nintendo stuff. I just don't follow it very well.
But yeah. I played a few Zelda games afterwards. Nothing exactly quite held up to Ocarina of Time, I don't think. Until
What? Not Majora's Mask? Come on, man.
Majora's Mask was good. Just wasn't as great. That what was it called? Wind Sail, whatever the fuck.
Oh, the
Wind Wake. I don't know, but nothing held up until like the very recent one they came out with.
Okay.
I don't remember what that's called right now.
Breath of the Wild?
Breath of the Wild. And they're coming out with the second version.
How do I remember? You don't. You played it.
I played it. But they're coming out with the second one, which is very exciting. Well, what game are you thankful for?
Oh, the entire Final Fantasy series. Loved it. Like, it's the first, like... I wasn't really too into playing games until I played Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy, like... Not only did it give me, like... It was weird. I like things to be, like, mentally stimulating.
Mm-hmm.
Mashing buttons wasn't mentally stimulating to me. Like, playing... Even though I have, like, fighting games down as good as a thing of mine, but I couldn't appreciate games until Final Fantasy, which was crazy because you had to go into it with a strategy, and you just literally had to, like, well, depending on the mode you were in, you had to outthink what the other person was going to do, and if you're doing it without a guide, even harder because you had to learn their fucking everything, and then, like, between save points, time invested, and the fucking annoying part of not having a guide to it, hard as shit. Especially when you have stupid bosses who could literally take 90% of your health, and then you have to pretty much play defense. Didn't matter what kind of protections or dispels or any kind of thing you had. This motherfucker could take 90% of your health at any moment and just spam it and just be like, keep you in this horrible position. And it was always to this point where it was just like, fuck you. This is bullshit. It's like, it always felt like a rigged system. And it just sucked thinking past that.
Nice.
Yeah, that was my entire spiel on that one game. Like, that one game type, it was just like it always provided challenge.
Yeah. Again, I've only ever played Final Fantasy off of like a demo disc on a PlayStation.
Yeah.
Which was like a long ass time ago.
Yeah.
I don't have any thing to go off of that.
No, I think it's like the entire idea of like Dungeons and Dragons played out on a console where you could literally just like select actions and do different things, because as it progressed, you had more than you had like 4 options to begin with, and then you had like 20 options that all had sub options to them, and then they were like it got to this point where, like, if you didn't understand part of the system, like these small parts of the system, you were going to get lost in all these different maps and item menus. It was ridiculous.
Huh. Another game I'm thankful for is Halo. Just in general. I think Halo really kickstarted the online gameplay.
Okay.
And also, it's what got me into first-person shooters.
Cool.
And I do enjoy first-person shooters. Very much so. The storyline was pretty fun until recently.
Really?
Halo. I didn't like the Halo 5 storyline. I don't know if you know it at all.
I played through it once.
I wasn't impressed. Halo 4 was just okay.
It did feel forced.
Halo, Halo 1 to through 3, great. Halo Reach, ODST, great. Halo 4, Halo 5, didn't do too well for me, but I'm excited for Halo Infinite.
Haven't seen anything on it.
Good.
Good.
Don't.
It's like,
It won't get your hopes up, but, like, just wait for it to come out.
yeah. I actually didn't really like Halo when it first came out, which is weird because I became obsessed with it when 2 came out.
No, yeah, I wasn't obsessed with Halo when it came out either because I was really bad at it. I was like really bad at Halo because
Really?
my brother and his friends would come over. They'd all play Halo. I'm like, oh, I want to play. Okay, here's another controller, and we'd go like 1v1 against 4 people.
Yeah.
And then I was the worst out of everybody.
Yeah, just free for all.
Yeah. And I was just like, all right, I guess I'll die. And then like I got better.
Yeah.
I'm not the best. still I'm not. But like I had fun. It's like I said, it's what got me into FPS shooters. It's the reason why. It's why I got good at all in FPS.
Okay. Yeah, there was it wasn't that interesting to me because you could literally walk through the game with a pistol. That's all you had to do. Even
that was my favorite gun.
Even on the hardest setting, you could literally walk. Yeah, you could literally walk through the entire game with just a pistol. That's all you had to do. And plus, you had since pistol was like the most common type ammo, it was like, all right.
It really wasn't though.
It was like anytime you got assault rifle, you had pistol along with it, and it only took one shot to kill everything, literally.
It took 3 shots against the elites.
1 shot.
3 shots.
Well,
you gotta take out their shields.
You're talking about killing them with like bullets.
With shields. Yeah.
You're talking about bullets.
Yeah. You have to take them. You have to take the shields out.
Okay.
And then the head.
Okay. So what you do? I don't know if you learned this when it was there that young. So like, you literally pop them once, you strafe, you hit them in the back. Same thing with the hunters. Pop them underneath that small sliver in their mask. They get stunned for a few, like half a second. Go behind them, in the back.
I know that, but
everything.
But no, you're talking about 1-shot kills without anything else.
Okay, yeah.
You didn't say anything else.
Yeah, okay. I was like, yeah,
that's a whole different thing.
Yeah. The only other thing that was really hard to, like if you go about the entire game that way with like 1 bullet kills everything, it's like it literally becomes like pop, 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 and you just like you start even, and if you do it co-op, it was literally like it got to the point where we weren't like, we stopped caring about kills, we stopped caring about who had the best accuracy. We literally started going through it to be like, hey, what's the fastest way to get through this level? And it just became that for a long time. And you're literally just literally trying to run through everything and like literally plow everybody out. Yeah, become a like destructive
warpath. One in the hand, one in the back.
Yeah, and even it became even that with like literally like you could shoot one of the elites, other guy comes around, bap.
Was it Halo? Was it Halo 3 or was it Reach when you first were able to like do the whole animation where you like get him from the back and then you just like kill him?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that was Reach, right?
It had to be because I don't remember that.
I don't remember that in Halo 3, but
yeah,
it was a cool animation.
I don't remember that in Halo 3.
How many more games you got? Mortal Kombat. I see Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, but we're not going to talk about that. Because that got me into fighting games.
Okay. What else you got?
Metal Gear. Great game. Oh. Another strategy game that became a shooter. It was good. Like I like strategy games, to be honest. Like, yeah. Like
strategy games.
That's the most fun. I don't know why. Like I didn't like traditional strategy games. I just like strategy games.
Like what do you mean by traditional strategy games?
Like chess, checkers, Chinese checkers, backgammon, shit like that.
Sure.
Like board games, I guess.
Yeah.
Board game. I didn't really like board games in the most sense. I liked strategy games.
You ever play StarCraft?
No.
No? StarCraft is very much a strategy game, I feel like.
Yeah, but I never bothered to get
But
on
it's
the
a
computer.
very different type of strategy game.
I never
than,
bothered to
Metal
get
Gear.
on the PC to do it.
I remember playing StarCraft a lot when I was younger.
I did Eve, which was fun.
Nice. Yeah. I'm just gonna name this one real quick. Dino Crisis. I really liked it because it scared me.
Really, that one scared you?
You remember the year it came out?
Yeah.
I was like 6. I was like 5 years old. I was like,
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. Like
I saw a meme about it actually recently. It was like in a game, it's like, oh, I can't find the code. I guess it'll like pop up like an hour or so later. It's like Dino Crisis. I can't find the code, and there's just like a raptor like about to jump on you. And it was like stuck in animation, and you're just like, oh, do I come out of this animation now, or like,
yeah.
Oh gosh. But Dino Crisis, it was a good one. I feel like they should probably like revive that series.
You know, one of them that didn't survive that was pretty good, Turok. Dude.
Turok. Okay, so Turok Rage Wars was my favorite Turok.
Really?
Yes. I remember having a lot of fun with that one. Even like, because like, there was like the whole beginning to the end game and everything.
Yeah.
And there were points where it's like, oh, this is kind of scary. Which I guess most Turoks actually had. But I remember like going after like the end game of like the campaign and whatnot.
Yeah.
And just playing like the tournament mode, I guess.
Yeah, the 2v2 mode, pretty much.
Yeah, and I just had a blast with that.
Yeah, dude,
it was like super fun.
You literally had to be like a pixel popper because like sometimes your fucking character would blend in with a damn wall.
Right? like
so
everything was so dark.
It's so annoying sometimes. It's just like, Jesus, it's like I didn't even see anything right there. It's like you gotta notice like a shade of gray turning like a little bit of like a shade of black. It's like,
yeah,
fuck you.
Yeah, it was a
dude. There were sometimes I was like, when you're going through the jungle parts and you don't like, and you like see like the what do you call it, the shifts in the greens, and you're like, is that a raptor or is that a leaf? And you just fucking fire your bow into it for no reason. It's just like, oh, okay, well, it wasn't that.
Guess it was nothing.
Yeah, but it's good camouflage for the damn animals in that game. It's annoying as shit sometimes.
Another thing I'm grateful for, Battle Royales actually coming out recently.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've had a lot of fun. And I've had a lot of fun with friends, you know? It's like some people were like, oh, I fucking hate Battle Royales. But, you know, like, I played Fortnite, I played PUBG, I played Apex, I played the Modern Warfare version, the Black Ops version. And, you know, like, as long as you're playing with friends and you're having a good time, like,
that's what it's about.
That's what those are about. Like,
yeah,
you know, like teaming up with friends, going against other like another like 20 teams of friends.
Yeah,
or you know, even playing by yourself. Like I've had fun playing by myself too.
Yeah. There's value to it.
Like battle royales are fun.
Yeah,
and I am thankful for them.
I like them. I like some of them. Like when I remember when PUBG and H1Z1 came out. Those were pretty cool. When they first, they kind of sucked when they came out. They were really buggy. Yeah. But they were like, the concepts were really cool.
Yeah.
And the stupid shit people were doing with H1Z1 when it first came out.
Ridiculous. What is H1Z1?
Like a zombie game.
Okay.
It's essentially like a zombie. It's a battle royale set in a zombie period. So like, along with like other players, there are NPCs that are zombies. So every once in a while, you like, if you wander into like an abandoned building to go loot it, you end up running into like a random zombie or something.
That is a great concept.
Yeah. So like every once in a while, you hear people like in the distance firing at something.
Yeah.
And you still had to go around like collecting fuel, like all this other shit, because it wasn't just about like, hey, let's get a gun and ammo.
Sure. Do you have any other games other than that?
Yeah, one that I really love that I got into was Gran Turismo, which was driving games. Love
driving games are great, man.
Love driving
games.
simulators.
So I think that was Tillman's favorite. You guys remember Tillman, right? Tillman's been on the show like twice, 3 times. 3 times. He's been on the show 3 times. But
we aired him,
but we only aired him once.
We aired him once.
Only aired him once.
It's a wild boy right there.
Gosh, does he get mad at me when he gets drunk? I think my favorite driving simulator has always been Forza.
Nice.
I
mean, that's a pretty good one.
But and it's always so beautiful.
Yeah, it was great.
But that one's just like strictly like racing.
Sort of. I mean, there was definitely like the thing I like about Gran Turismo is that it's this driving simulator where you could literally like have cars and you could create them to be the best cars. Like, so you could take your favorite car, well, not necessarily your favorite car, because sometimes your favorite car might be a piece of shit car, but like, but if you knew how to tune and modify your car well enough, they could be the best competitive cars. Whereas in Forza, you literally, all you're doing is you're paying for upgrades on a car, and then there's pretty much a hierarchy to the entire system, and then there's Apex car. There's like literally like one or two Apex cars.
You can actually do the same thing and modify the cars.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is like,
but you know, like they're in certain classes. You can,
but you can't tune them to be the best cars. Like, you could literally take a real shitty like Acura and have it compete with 4 F1 cars in Gran Turismo, where like and that was kind of like one of the weird glitchy things in the game, where it was like, hey, I can tune this car to be one of the best cars. First gear sucks dick, but after first gear, it literally competes with every F1 car in the game.
Huh. Yeah, I don't think I've ever really played Gran Turismo, so.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Hell yeah, dude. One thing I want to mention real quick, in terms of a game that I'm thankful for, because, you know, I've been playing it for years now.
Yeah.
Years upon years, actually, since it came out. When did it come out? 2013, 2014?
Uh-huh.
Maybe even 2015. I think it was 2014, 2015. Destiny, as a game in whole.
Yeah.
Not only has it helped me not exactly reconnect with my older brother, but like me and him connect with each other in like a deeper way, which is a weird way to say it, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say like,
but me and my older brother, like, you know, like we've had like a lot of conflicting. We've gone along, but we haven't gotten along great. But like Destiny has really like brought us together in terms of like being on the same page with things. And Destiny as a storyline, magnificently told. I've said this many times. The lore itself is the only reason. Like, the lore itself would be one of the reasons why only I would play the game. But like, there's so much more to the game than just the lore. The game just recently got a DLC, and the gameplay seems so much more better, and I don't know. Destiny. I'm just thankful for it.
So, I got to mention this because this was like, I think this was the height of my my gaming prowess, I guess. So, like around the what do you call it? The time Halo 2 was reaching its peak, where like people were literally like creating their own domains to do like tournament style games.
Mm-hmm.
Really fun, because you like there was so many people that tried to get like to do their own like tournament styles, and we all just like we like bought in to buy the server.
Yeah.
It was so fun. Like it was very creative when it first came out, and then you had that environment where there's like this group of people that are really good at the game, and they're all fighting against each other the entire time, and they're just like trying to win these little stupid small pots of money.
Yeah, because yeah, like people actually like pay like $30-$50 to like buy into this tournament, right?
Yeah, like, but a lot of that went to just servers to like renting out a server to host this entire tournament on. And so like everybody was like, well, we just paid like everybody, like, they say there was 100 people. It's like, we all just paid like $30. You have $3,000. Well, 1,000 of that is going to the server. The prize money is then split up, not by the $2,000. Obviously, the people who are
putting it together have to get paid a little bit.
Yeah, they got to get paid, and then it breaks down, and then everybody's like, well, why is the pot so small? It's like, well, you're not taking in logistics or planning or preparation or all this other stuff.
The pot goes down like, $500 to the winning team,
yeah,
$300 to the second, $200 for
people didn't understand that craziness. I didn't understand it when I was young because I was like 14, 15, and I was winning some of these. Like, I was like in and out of like small tournaments like that. Like, I won a few, and then I was like, at the time, Smash Bros came out, and we were like, there was a Smash Bros tournament that went on, and I was like, oh, I fucking won Smash Bros tournament, and it was weird because right after that, there was a Soul Calibur tournament as well, and I was like, all right,
Calibur.
And then I was like, boom, won Soul Calibur tournament, and I was like, I feel fucking great, and then there was like a Tekken tournament right after that too, and I was like, I got fucking dominated. I was like, am I good at every game? And I was like, no. I got crushed.
I'm not good at Tekken.
No, I was really good at Tekken. Like, the weird one was that like everybody feels like they're good at Smash Bros. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go in. I'm probably gonna do like, the only reason I was like getting into it, I was like, is because it was held by like I think it was GameStop, and they were offering like, first prize was like $100. Well, no, 200. Second prize was 200, and like third place was like $50. I was like, okay. I was like, if I get anywhere within the top 3 golden, I could buy the next game.
Yeah.
And like me and my friends, we all signed up. Like, it was like a $5 sign up. So we were like, all right, yeah, let's all play. Ended up winning, and I was like, holy shit. I was like, we just like, I kept winning these small little tournaments, and I was just like, damn. And then finally it comes to a game that I feel like I'm really good at, so I feel like I'm going to dominate at Tekken, and I just get smashed. Hilarious. Like, one of the most game that I felt the most confident in. Ridiculous skill attack. I was like, I just got wrecked.
Riggedy wrecked.
Oh my god. I remember the guy that did it too. Fucking, his name was Levi Tavish. Fucking asshole.
You remember the guy?
Yeah.
From how long?
Fucking asshole, man.
Levi Tavish.
It's like,
man just ruined your career.
He did. Man ended my whole career. No, I ended up becoming good friends with him though. He was like, but it was pretty hilarious. I was so impressed by what he did. Like, I literally played him for like a good week, and he just brought out everything. And then like, okay, so this is the crazy thing. So I went to this man, we're both boys. This man. No, I don't want to. We were both teenagers at the time. But went to the dude went to where he lived. I laughed my ass off because I was like, he had this big dresser. And I was like, okay, cool. And then he just opens it up, and he's like, this is why I'm really good at games. And he opens up his dresser, filled with nothing but games. I was just like, and I was like, it was like every type of game possible on the PlayStation. And I was like, the fuck? I was like, where's your clothes? And he pointed to his closet, and it was like, and I was just like, damn, dude. I was like, all right.
Where are your clothes? That's not question.
He had like a five drawer dresser and nothing but games.
Nothing but games.
Like all PlayStation 2 games too. And I was just like, what the fuck, dude?
I apologize, but we're going to be taking a break now. It's break time!
I can close the door.
No. It's my door to close. So we're back. And Darren brought this amazing bottle of Hello Kitty Chardonnay.
Yeah. Horrible.
It's pretty bad. It's
really
pretty
bad.
bad.
It's really bad.
It's pretty bad.
There's a reason it didn't sell.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Does not have good flavor. Does not have good taste.
It's very flat.
Yeah. Yeah, not good.
Dare I say it's one of the worst wines I've ever had.
To be honest,
You don't like wine?
I mean, well, one, I don't like wine. Doesn't mean I haven't tried wine. Not one of the worst ones I've had.
Really?
I've had worse. Yeah.
I can't say I've had worse. It's probably one of the worst wines I've ever had. Moving past that, we're on our last subject of the night.
Yeah.
Music.
What is that?
It's sounds that make melodic tunes.
I was going to say melodic tones. Yeah. Yeah, it's exactly what they are. I'm honestly thinking about just using this to like fry chicken.
Do you want it back?
No. No, but like that's the thing in cooking though. Like really bad wine makes delicious linguine.
Linguine. Okay, I might remember that.
So if you ever do like a chicken Alfredo or chicken anything with a white sauce and it needs to have white wine in it, you have a white wine that you hate, pour that shit in it.
Use it. Buy Hello Kitty Chardonnay.
Yeah, fucking use that garbage white wine and make it delicious. Burn the alcohol out of it. That crisp white wine taste that always seems to come through at the end makes every white sauce delicious. So yeah, garbage white wines using sauce. There's a good way to use it.
Okay. I guess I'll start off with music, I guess.
All right.
So I kind of like, this is kind of a big subject for me. Music. I make music. I do that thing. But, you know, I kind of separated the music into like 3 different things that I'm thankful for in music.
Okay.
And I'm going to miss a lot within those subjects. One is growing up with the type of music and why I'm thankful for that type of music. Number 2 is influencers in music that I am thankful for. You know, like people who started music a certain way and then that kind of like started a trend.
Yeah.
Another is music that influenced me in the way I write music.
Okay.
So, yeah. Growing up with music. My dad, he listened to a lot of hair metal bands / you know, like those 80s, 70s, 60s bands, rock bands and stuff like Wasp, Iron Maiden, Megadeth.
Yeah, the cool stuff.
yeah. AC/DC, Aerosmith, Motley Crue, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for all that music. Because, you know, like, it's the stuff that, like, I grew up on. It's something, like, started my musical taste, I guess.
This is weird.
It's the
getting
stuff
less horrible as you drink it.
No, not for me. But, you know, like, it's stuff I remember growing up to, like, sleeping to. As I fell asleep. It's like, oh, this is the songs I'm listening to.
Okay.
Yeah. And, growing up, also, you know, like living in Tuba City, Cameron, the Flagstaff area, I'm thankful for these stations that have been around for a while. 92.9, 93.9, and 102.9. Because, you know, like, they also shaped the way I listen to music in terms of, like, the drives to and from Flagstaff, from the reservation. And, you know, like, I do really like country. Country's like one of my favorite genres of music.
Yeah.
I don't portray that very often, but you know, like it is. Like there are some really good fucking country songs.
Yeah,
out
there's
there.
some bangers in fucking country
There's
music.
some really good fucking country songs out there.
No, I was always curious, like if you ever took like peyote music or like powwow music or any kind of like,
so I didn't really start listening to like a lot of traditional music like that until high school.
Okay.
Only because, as I mentioned earlier in this episode, Nick, he actually had like a drumming thing going on in our room, like every other night with other people from the dorm that would just come in and just like sing peyote music and stuff.
Okay.
Which was cool. And I saw him like have his own little drum thing. He'd like have the little marbles and then do the whole tied up the leather, and he'd like blow air into the drum as the leather was wet and shit.
Yeah, tightening the leather, doing all the fun stuff, all the weird shit that goes on with it.
And and I enjoy it. It's just not something I grew up with.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I don't know if you want to like piggyback off of the way I
so I only asked the question
this.
because mainly that's what I grew up with. It was like more traditional music. I didn't like, obviously, like my dad's product of the 80s or the 70s, 80s, I guess. Like all that hair metal and all that other stuff in there as well. He did like some country, really weird sometimes. But mainly, it was just metal, hair ballads, shit like that.
One thing about my dad, he didn't like Poison, the band, not at all. He had it out for them for some reason.
That's weird. My dad really liked them for like a good while too.
But I like Poison. I do like. I almost hate myself for liking Poison because my dad disliked Poison. But I do like Poison. Just a random fact.
No, it was weird because like, I don't know. There was some. I don't know. There wasn't too much my dad didn't like. It was weird because I grew up. I didn't grow up musically, but like I grew up around a lot of musical people, like people who were obsessed with not obsessed, but like really enjoyed music. So my cousins really love classical music, which is why they learned how to play so many goddamn instruments. and the whole reason I'd never tried to like play an instrument is because they were so goddamn good at it. I was just like, you know what? I was like, I'm never gonna reach that. Fuck that. I was like, I'll stick with my strong suits, which is just like physical activities. So I was like, I mean, to be honest, that's what you always should do when you're growing up. Is like, oh yeah,
figure out your niche.
Well, if you enjoy the thing you're developing, focus on that. That's a good way to go. It's like nobody's gonna like. I was grateful that I was exposed to like a lot of different things. Like I picked a path. I went with that one. I'm not saying my path has to be yours. Just have fun with it. I think that's a main thing with everybody. It's like you have to have fun with the things you enjoy. Well,
hell yeah.
The thing you wish to pursue.
Yeah. And to go back a little bit, 102.9 is like the top 40s.
Yeah, it was like a top 40 station.
But you know, like those songs were top 40s for a reason, I guess. Some of them were bangers. I wouldn't say all of them were bangers.
I wouldn't either.
But you know, like Shaggy, Wasn't Me.
Yeah. Oh god.
Is that a banger or what?
Bro. Oh god.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Like, I remember driving back from Flagstaff, like, oh, it always comes on at this time.
Dude, that fucking booty song. Booty, 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 rocking everywhere.
Rocking everywhere.
That was on everything. Yeah. This is like ridiculous. It was hilarious.
It was great.
Afro Man. Fucking, dude, Afro Man was... He's good stuff, man.
How was that Ja Rule and someone else? How'd that song go? Do you know what song I'm talking about?
You mentioned Ja Rule. He has a lot of stuff.
He has a lot of stuff. He has a very deep catalog. Gosh. Fill some airtime. I gotta find this Ja Rule song.
You talking about the Getting Hot in Here? Because that was around the time you're talking.
Hot in here. Something you know.
I mean, you gotta give me some context, just not the artist.
I know. Give me a second. I'm trying. You don't even have to find it. Just talk.
No, it was great. Like, it's also when what do you call it? Avenged Sevenfold and Atreyu started coming out when I was in high school. Oh, their early stuff, amazing. Especially if you get a hold of their first albums. I mean, obviously you can find them nowadays with the internet and everything, but like back then, hard to get a hold of. Weird. Like, you don't even have. There's not even like record stores anymore. It's like that's such a weird thing. I can't even remember what it was called.
There was a record store here in town called Rocket Man. It was downtown, right where that
where the comic book store used to be.
Where
it is, I guess.
Where the that smoke shop right next to where that smoke shop
Rebel?
is. Zombies. Downtown. Across from that tea shop.
Oh, it used to be it's the bookstore now, right?
No, that's right next to the bookstore. Starlight Books.
Oh yeah. Okay,
there used to be a record shop right there.
Yeah.
Until like 2013, I think 2013, 2014 was when it went out of business.
Yeah.
And I went there to pre-order my records.
You know what's funny?
Because he would get them the Friday before the Tuesday records usually came out, and he gave them to me that Friday. So I'd listen to those records like 3 days before anyone could.
You know what's crazy?
What's that?
Store used to be where Karma is, and like right next to Karma, that used to be a recording studio.
Huh. That is interesting.
Yeah. So like the dude used to own both spaces, and he used to do like he used to do a bunch of music. He obviously sold records and music in that one area right there. And then on the back side of that, he had these like 3 different recording studios where people could come and do whatever they needed to, like just any kind of recording sessions. And then it became like a...
That's what it was. I'm Real. Featuring Jennifer Lopez.
I'm Real?
I'm Real. Yeah.
You gotta remind me of this. Get some melody going.
I'm gonna have to block this out on the podcast, but
yeah, play a little bit for me. Oh, okay.
What's my motherfucking name?
Are you connected to Alexa right now?
No, it's my shit out in the living room.
Oh, okay.
My speaker, my small speaker.
Yeah. There was that and Jenny from the Block.
Jenny from the Block.
God.
What's my motherfucking name?
Oh, God.
Oh, maybe I don't have to block it out. It wasn't enough for it
to get recognized.
It wasn't even in here. Holy shit.
That and there was like the game. Oh, God. So many bangers back in the day.
I mean, as much as there are now, I think.
I actually got a date. Because I had, I went out with a chick like 4 or 5 times because I got a hold of 50 Cent the Game before a lot of people. And she just wanted to keep coming over to listen to it, and we like went on a few dates. I was just like, all right, cool. I was like, get something out of it, I guess.
Yeah. I'm most definitely. I don't know. Radios. Shout out to you guys.
Yeah.
like you back then, you were a big part of my drives from here between Flagstaff and home.
Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah. One of my early on, one of my favorite bands. Like a lot of people like criticize them for getting a little too commercial and a little too mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, but it's not a bad thing. They're just becoming more popular.
Yeah, like
it's like
you're blaming them for like being good and people noticing.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that was my whole idea behind it. I was like, you're upset that the music you like, more people like. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's like, it was a dumb argument back in the day. It's like, oh, I don't like you. It's like, you like that type of music? I don't like you because you don't like that type, because you like that type of music. It's like, that's a dumb argument.
It's the music you like too.
Yeah. I was like, I'm going to judge you based, like, all your entire existence is based upon these songs you like. No. It was a pretty dumb argument to make.
So,
Yeah.
what's the next subject?
No,
terms
like
of music.
you're like what's the other parts of music?
Um,
Who influenced you?
influenced me
Yeah.
in terms
For
of
your style of music.
for my style of music. So when I first started writing music, right, like lyrics and all that stuff to
Yeah.
put to music, Audio Slave, the way Chris Cornell styled his lyrics to
Oh,
to.
yeah, I forgot you like Modest Mouse. Damn.
Did I say Modest Mouse?
No, you said Audio Slave, but I forgot you like Modest Mouse as well.
Modest Mouse is fucking great. No one can tell me otherwise. Do you not like Audio Slave either?
No. Don't like Audio Slave, don't like Modest Mouse.
But the way Chris Cornell wrote down, like, had the lyrics in terms of like the way the music went and everything, it seemed very simple but very doable to write songs that way.
Yeah.
And so then, and I liked those songs.
And to be honest, that was like, well, what a lot of people back in the day used to have a problem with. It was like, it's kind of corny that you just write like melodies that are it's easy melodies, which isn't bad. I mean, obviously they work for a reason. They draw people in. They're attractive. They do the job. But like, a lot of people were like, hey, you need to do something unique with this.
Sure.
Like,
You're interrupting me.
My bad.
So, Audio Slave. I'm gonna start from the beginning because every time you
Yeah.
interrupt me, I'm gonna start from the beginning.
All right, dude. My bad. I've done
Audio
it twice.
Slave.
Yes.
I very
Audio
much
Slave.
enjoyed the way Chris Cornell wrote the lyrics to those songs, especially the first album they came out with. I Am the Highway. The first song I wrote, which was Get What You Want What You Need. Like, I have those lyrics written down somewhere in this room, and I know how to play it and all this stuff. But it's very simple, and it's very straightforward, and the very first song I wrote was based off of the way I heard him write his lyrics. And, you know, it's a very easy step to go from A to B, from the way I understood those points. But as I started listening to music more and more in high school, I started coming around more to punk music,
Okay.
folk punk. It was punk music first and then folk punk. Punk music was very like,
Yeah.
you know, like very
Alternative.
fast
Yeah.
and in your face, and like, this is what I want to say and this is what I mean, and
I
you're
call
like,
it angsty teen music.
fuck that, fuck this. I'm angry.
No, I call it angsty teen music. It's great.
And so I didn't exactly write it that way, but you know, like, I felt what they were trying to get at, and I felt like I did it better.
That's fair.
in some ways. And then
I feel like you do too.
And then I got to folk punk, where it was very poetic in the very broken down style they had.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of emotion, a lot more emotion than I felt in any other type of music, because you heard it in the voice more so than any other instrument. You know, like, in some music you feel it more in the instrument than the voice, because the voice is trying to be very on tone and perfect, whereas the instrument is very like, this is what the feeling I'm getting across, but the vocals are like perfect.
Yeah.
Which means, like, you know, like, you're trying to get the notes right, which means you're too focused on the notes and not the emotion. Whereas folk punk was more focused on the emotion in every aspect.
Yeah.
And that's what I got. That's what spoke to me. And Against Me was one of those bands that were kind of like on both sides of that fact, where they were very, they're not folk punk most of the time. There are points where Laura does her broke down sense where it's very folk punky. But to digress from that, like, she had a full band behind her, and, you know, like, it's very melodic, but it still had a lot of emotion, and you can hear it. and everyone in the band felt it as well. You can hear the feeling they had.
Yeah.
And so like Against Me has been like probably like my biggest inspiration in writing music. On top of that, things that influenced me around town, Tiny Bird. I always bring up Tiny Bird as with the highest praise because they are one of my top 10 favorite bands in the world.
Okay, cool.
And like, and I know them personally, and they live in the same town I do, and I don't think they get enough recognition worldwide as they should.
Yeah, they're definitely I mean, I feel like they should be noticed. I mean, to be honest, I feel like they could, if they played the social media game a little better, and then like once the pandemic ends and then they start going out there, I feel like they could really take off.
Sure, but at the same time, I don't think that's exactly what they're aiming for.
I mean,
but like I don't know.
Well, I mean,
whatever. That's a whole different story. That's a whole different discussion. Tegan and Sarah, one of my favorite bands that I found after high school. I feel like lyrically they helped me a lot in terms of writing music. Because a lot of the earlier stuff, the stuff in the middle of their career and stuff till now, they get their point across.
Yeah.
In their songs. And some of the times I feel like my songs have stories to them, but like each verse is a different story, and so then like it gets muddled in terms of the story I'm trying to tell.
Okay.
But that was earlier in my songwriting, and I was like, okay, I need to like fix that, and I feel like Tegan and Sarah really helped me figure that out, I guess.
Stay consistent to one story.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Modest Mouse, which is a band you don't like, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
The in the terms of like how hype they get in their songs, the amount of melody that gets stuck in your head from like listening to the tune of a song.
Yeah.
It's something I learned, like, like this is something. This melody is gonna be stuck with me.
Yeah.
And I love it. And that's something I wanted to get across as well. And I feel like I've taken away from like so many different bands, and I've done it well.
That's good.
And I don't think anyone would say I sound like any of these people.
Yeah, you definitely have a unique sound. It's cool as hell. Like even like you doing your one-man band thing. That's cool as shit. Like I still think you could be up there, like really high up there. That's why I like big up you for like taking the risk to be like do your thing on your own. That's cool as hell. I wish I was more into music. I don't know. like seriously, I really do. Like, cause I'm always around like people who are really into music, and I'm never into it. Like, I can't play anything. I can't sing. I can't do shit. But it's cool. Like like my friend Ives was the first person who always came up to me like as a person who's always just like he was introducing me to like a lot of his cousins and his friends who were in bands like Seosin, the Cremains, Tegan and Sarah. They were like he had like a lot of connection to a lot of different people, and he could have been great at the damn thing. Like since I knew him when I was when we were kids, I grew up with this guy. He can play anything, literally anything, and he just does. He's like, but he never. The weird thing is, I never see him work at it. He just can do, but he's also one of those people that doesn't want to do it. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of crazy. It's like you see somebody gifted like that, and it's just like, yeah, it's kind of like wasted talent. Kind of sucks to see that he's able to like go through, like he can play like 6 different string instrument. Like he can go from a viola to a violin to a cello to a bass to 2 other goddamn things I don't know, because he taught his sister how to do it, his younger sister, and his younger sister actually played for the president at the time. And I was like, if you're so goddamn good at this, like, you can play string, and he can play fucking, he can play electric, he can play acoustic, he can play bass, he can do a lot of different shit. He can play drums, he can do everything I can't. It's amazing how much shit, like, I could go off for days how much this guy can play, but he just doesn't, and it's crazy. And it like, he learned from his dad, who was a guitar player, and he's been a guitar player most of his life, and he just learned how to do all this stuff because, one, he grew up in a strict family, which is kind of horrible on his side, because I think, like, all that strict learning made him not, like, fall out of love with it.
Mm-hmm. It kind of pushed more away from it than anything else.
Yeah, because he was amazing. He was like even when we were in high school and he was still there, and he was like, his parents were pushing him to, like, hey, you need to do this because this will help you get into college. And he was just like, he was begrudgingly doing all of it, and it was just like, it looked like he didn't want to do it, but he was amazing at it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I couldn't imagine having that much skill on an instrument.
I always find it weird because, like, before me, I don't think there was anyone, like, super into making music as I was in my family.
That's interesting.
Like,
so you're the first, like, so you're, like, kind of like a pioneer, like, you're the first person to, like, pursue music
in my family. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because my dad loves, like, I've always told the story of how I got into music and why I wanted to do music.
Yeah,
it's like the whole story of, like, me and my dad being in it, like, my dad drinking. I was hanging out with him during the weekend because that was his time to have with me, and he'd be like, we'd be listening to records, and he'd be, like, really feeling the records. I could see, like, the emotion in his face from listening to the songs, and that's what I wanted to portray in my music, and I feel like most of the times I do
emotion.
Yeah.
That's the best way to approach it too.
And so, like, that's when you first start writing music, you're like, oh, like, I don't want to, like, seem too vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I realized, the more truthful you are to yourself and writing down lyrics and singing them, like, the more truthful you are to yourself, the better it's going to be portrayed to everybody.
Yeah. My dad explained it to me this way because he was an artist. He was like, you have, like, the reason artists are scared and that they have to inebriate themselves is that you're literally creating yourself over and over, and you're letting the world judge you. You're exposing yourself to the world every time you create art, which is why I don't like doing any type of art. literally, I don't like doing any type of art. I always express myself through competition, which is why I became such a very competitive person. As like that's what I chose to be.
I feel like competition can be an art, right?
Yeah, like, but I mean, I take it in the sense that of martial arts. Life is an art, and we choose the way to express ourselves, and that I love that idea. It's the entire reason I love the philosophy behind martial arts, was that everything you do in life is a choice. It is a choice of how you choose to express yourself. Even if you're going to be a lazy-ass person, that's how you choose to express yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy, because I start to look at people in that way, in that manner, and I'm like, oh. I was like, well, as a person who, like, oversees other people, I have to approach people in the way they see themselves, not how I see them.
Yeah.
I have to say, like, okay, well, they see themselves. I have to get myself in the mindset, like, okay, well, they see themselves as being this way, or like, I think they see themselves this way. How can I guide them to get to their goal and my goal at the same time? And that's a hard thing to do sometimes.
Sure. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. That's all I have, to be honest. I don't want to mention influencers in music throughout the entirety because like I'm gonna get a lot of things wrong.
Yeah. I went off on a long ass tangent. That was crazy.
Yeah. But hell yeah, man. I think this is a good episode, actually.
Yeah. It was a shitty wine, but
shitty wine. I can't explain it. If you ever see a Hello Kitty Chardonnay, don't get it unless you're cooking with it.
Yeah, if you're gonna cook with it, do that.
Do that.
Do that. Burn the fuck out of it too. No, I'm joking. Don't ever burn white sauce. That's crazy. You taste it all the time.
But yeah. As you said, we need to find an outro to this thing,
bro.
We didn't even discuss that at all beforehand.
We didn't. Shit. Just be like, wubble up dub dub.
Just steal shit from everything.
No, we might need to cut that though. That might be trademarked.
Probably is. We probably won't get fined for it. We're not asking people to pay for this.
Yeah. But then again, I don't know, dude.
Should be fine.
Yeah.
Well, let us know what you're thankful for. I know it's cheesy. Day after Thanksgiving. What are you thankful for?
It's that time of the season. Stop being be vulnerable for a second.
It doesn't even have to pertain to anything we're talking about. Like, just let us know what you're thankful for. I'm actually really thankful for just starting this podcast in general.
Yeah.
Like having a reason to meet up with one of my best friends.
Yeah.
Every week.
Yeah. It's like literally that was the entire idea behind the podcast was like, hey, I need a reason to see my friend every week. It's like
drinking wasn't enough.
Yeah, no.
Drinking while people are listening to us talk. Hell yeah.
No, I always thought it was funny because people were always just staring at us, watching us have this conversation that always gone on for hours. And it was like, you know what? Maybe other people would like to hear that.
Maybe other people want it. Yeah, okay.
But it was also you know what? It's we need to be in a controlled environment sometimes. Because sometimes there were days we were just literally just hammered.
Hell yeah.
And we didn't stop. It got out of control sometimes.
But yeah, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
We enjoy you guys, even though we don't know you're there at all. I know some people listen. And we're thankful for you.
Yeah. Also, happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Whatever you celebrate, whoever you are, whatever religion, whatever.
Oh yeah, down in the comments, PS5 or Xbox. Let's go. No, I'm just messing around.
There's no war there. They both have their things. Their niches.
I bet you everybody in the comment section is going to be like Master Race. PC Master Race.
PC Master Race.
Oh, God.
All right. Goodbye.
That shit would be hilarious, though. It's like Master Race.